to say.
Yeah, we'll discuss McLaren in a moment, but this man's got to get to a debrief because he's a racing driver again, a Formula 1 racing driver again at the very least. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, Simon. I've got a sore shoulder, that's about it, but just where it rubs on the seat, but that's to be expected your first time, just after, you know, you do a day in a car, you kind of get to grips with that, but I don't actually feel too bad. It wasn't quite as bad as I thought. Maybe I should have drove a bit faster and I'd have been alright.
It's all that fitness training we've been doing, you see.
Yeah, it's all the holding the
Running the
microphone.
track with you on a Friday night, it's done it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. So good. Go on.
Go on.
Yeah, I thought you had a question.
No,
no,
I was enjoying listening
great.
to you.
Brilliant. Yeah, well, I'll talk you through the start. It was a little bit slow way. Was that just, again, was that procedures, or were you just trying to stay out of trouble?
Yeah, again, you know, I hadn't done a start until half an hour before the race, and I just dumped the clutch too much. You've got to get it right into a certain window, and I was a bit too slow. In the end, I was obviously very cautious anyway. You've got your spatial awareness of these cars and how wide they are. It's very hard, but listen, I just wanted to make sure I got through the first lap and used every bit of valuable time I had in that car to my best. And you know, even whether it's down to switch changes, radio calls, the difference was going to be when you were actually doing something and getting going towards the midpoint of the race. And we were slightly unfortunate when we came up to the pit stop because I kind of got lapped.
You had that moment there, Paul, with the spinning Red Bull.
It was quite close.
I
think I saw it before some other people just because of the way where I was placed at that point. But yeah, it could have been difficult if you weren't paying too much attention.
What do you feel like was the most difficult part of the race today for you, then? What would you say?
It's very much just comes down to you being around 19 other guys. I mean, yesterday was a whole different ball game. When you're out there on your own, you can get your own position, gain the confidence. But when you got 19 other guys all fighting for the same bit of road, I'm not really sure, you know, what to expect. And I haven't driven a car with that much downforce for such a long time that you get that much wake off it, and you rely so much on it, so you kind of find yourself locking wheels just for the sake of locking wheels. You've got nothing you can do. And that's what I didn't want to get too caught up with, and just make sure it was kind of there. And the other thing was, at one point when I came out of the pits, I probably could have got by Verline if I'd just been a bit quicker on a button just to use a bit more engine mode, but I didn't expect to get that much of a slipstream down the straight. And then he was a bit naughty and kind of pushed me. I was going to push me on the grass, but I guess that from all time sakes in DTM.
Yeah. You only look slightly pink, Paul, but I mean it's a hot old race. But were you disappointed that the car had to be pulled in, or were you quite slightly relieved?
No, I would have much rather got to the end of the race. Unfortunately, there was a bit of an oil leak, and it was a fresh engine for this weekend, so they definitely don't want to be taking off engine penalties just because of that. I mean, it doesn't gain you anything by running into it. So the team they're working on the car now, and they're quite unsure what it actually is. So it even took them by a bit of surprise.
So you had the pace on the Saubers early on in the race, then towards the end, was the oil leak costing you that time?
I kind of backed off just to give myself a bit of free air, just to kind of, because I couldn't get by him. He was making his car wide. Round here is probably the worst place you're ever going to be stuck behind someone, and it was about just gaining myself a little bit of space and just trying to work away where I needed to be. And that's like even lifting coast, the end of the straight. It's all stuff that you could, if I raced again, that would just be signed off and you're automatically into it.
Okay, brilliant. We've got to let you go to your debrief. That's next. We'll talk to you about that more in Spa. Appreciate it. You go back to the day job, hey? Thanks, Paul.